Hey, look it. He got the same moves like his brother. That's what's up.
Runs in the family.
Runs in the family.
What up, everyone? Welcome to News Across the Galaxy, where we talk all things LA Galaxy. I'm here with my fellow Nag boys, Spenny,
Yay!
Tony,
What up?
Willis,
Yo, yo, yo.
and Edgar, which seems to be running away from a volcano, but apparently it's like a stadium or something, right?
Something like that.
uh,
Excuse me, you said Spenny? You mean Spencer Bayless?
oh, Spencer. My apologies.
Oh, I read him off.
Oh, damn it. See what you did?
Damn, Spencer.
So sorry,
Oh, there
guys.
he is.
That happens because of the budget cuts. As you can see, Brian's not here either. These budget cuts come because some news broke out from footy headlines. The colors of the new away jersey, which further confirms that it looks like we are getting a throwback jersey. So white,
Yes.
black, and tech green, bro.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. So a lot of fans are talking that this jersey is pretty much sold out before it even comes out. You really think it's gonna be that hard to get a hold of?
I hope not. I needs me one.
The LA Galaxy's going to make up all the money they need to pay their salary just to those shirts alone.
For real. I'm buying at least two.
Buying at least 5.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
I mean, it shouldn't be as hard as buying a PlayStation right now, you know?
Oh, I should be like
yeah,
that.
you never know.
I am collecting water bottles
Damn.
just so I can get one, man.
Nice.
Well, just let me tell you guys, even if you guys don't like it when it comes out, anybody listening, buy it. You see, it's funny that Edgar would wear that jersey. That's one of the more expensive jerseys out there to buy on
In
eBay
mint
and all those
condition.
sites. Yeah. So just because you don't like it at release, if for whatever reason you don't, just bite the bullet,
Hold on
just
to
get
it. Hold on to it, man.
I'm curious of how they're gonna release it. I hope they do something for like the season ticket holders. That'd be clean.
What would they do though?
If they do
Like a
like
Zoom?
they could do like a no. Well, they could do
No.
a release party like that. But I'm saying to sell it, maybe they can do an outdoor store in the parking lot for season ticket holders. And send us time slots. Like you,
Nah, man. Come on,
Willis,
use
and
your
Eddie get to
imagination,
go
man.
a certain time.
They're gonna like have us in the parking lot, like in a big circle, and then Cosmo's gonna come out with one of those guns and just fire him at you.
it.
Sick. That's how I want to receive mine.
I'm
I
looking for
wish.
Exactly.
I'm looking for Adrian Parra's order. Adrian Parra? Over
He's
here.
Oh, he's right in the
over
back.
He's
There he
doing
is.
a lot of
Oh, that's
Well,
Oh, he hit him in the head.
I was going to ask you guys, do you guys think it's going to be resemble the old kit, or do you think it's going to be completely different, but with just a similar colors?
I mean, you can't resemble. I mean, when they do these throwbacks, they very rarely, if ever, give you the exact same thing. I think because it's
Mhm.
Adidas and Nike, Adidas is gonna do their thing, I guess, and make it Adidas-ish, but still have like the same theme. Although, God, if they ever released the original 97, 98 one, which I was never, that's the one shirt I was never able to get. Actually, it was the 97 one. I was never able to get that one. So that'd be great. I do have a 98 one somewhere. I'll find it one day. But that
It's in
97
there
one,
somewhere.
yeah, 97 one is it's like a, for me it's like what do I call it? The
Holy Grail.
holy, yeah, one of my holy grails, yeah. Yes.
Which one's that one? The teal one?
That's the one that's it's like it's a black background. It's got teal vertical stripes with gold borders.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
might not have to wait
I
too
hope
long.
for me, as far as the sponsors, I mean, I don't think they can do something about the Herbalife across the chest, but if they keep the same color scheme and just put the fat galaxy across, I think for me that's the best case scenario. They have to replace the Budweiser logo on the back, so give it to Herbalife. Put them, blast them in the back all the way across, and put the LA Galaxy with the big ass LA in the middle, the way the retro jerseys were. I think that would be the best. And
That
then
would
of
be
course,
sick.
Adidas is gonna do their stupid fucking
The
three stripes
stupid
on the fucking
stripes.
side. I'm cool with that, but just give me that fat galaxy, man. Give me that fat galaxy across. Take that Herbalife shit off from the front, and I'll do my best to collect cans.
Well,
Yes, you can.
you mentioned they're gonna do their Adidas spin on it, but Just so you know, they can make it as close to the as original as they want.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people know this, but we know this that the Galaxy actually owns the templates to all the old retro jerseys, so there won't be any problems if with Nike or any other brand that or the league. So Galaxy's allowed to let Adidas make those jerseys, which is dope, which was smart. You know,
Yeah.
we don't have to settle for Mitchell and S every time. We want to, or Hardwood Classics or whatever it's going to be called for soccer.
Yo, Mitchell and Ness, man, they overpriced their shit. High
Exactly.
key, dude. High key.
Can
Yeah,
I say something that might piss people off? I don't like that Mitchell and Ness replica for '96. It looked like something you could buy in the alleys, dude. Seriously.
Which one? The one that the
The one
basketball
that
looking
they,
jersey?
yeah,
With the
no,
mesh?
the one that was supposed to be like a tribute to the '96 shirt, whatever. The one that you
Yeah.
guys linked me to last week. I looked it up and I was like, that's it? Are you serious? That's it? Yeah, man, I could get something better, like in TJ, at one of the little stores on there, or HP, I mean, this it was really lame. And then to charge that much for it, that's too much.
Well, people bought it, so
yeah, they sold out. So
People
what do
joke's
we
sold
on
out.
know?
you.
I mean, with the way they make it or the way it looks, at least maybe it's not great, but I could tell you they do use quality. Like anytime you buy anything Mitchell and S, it's gonna last, and you could feel it. It's definitely Mitchell and S products definitely aren't made to play. Like those aren't on field jerseys. Those are like to wear out. But yeah, I
Right.
agree. It wasn't the best. A remake of that jersey. I wasn't willing to shell out that money. So and I made.
I didn't even know it was out until
I
it was sold
needed a
out.
refrigerator and a stove. So.
Since one of
Going back to the retro jersey,
yeah.
I hope I'm excited to see how they're gonna do the 5 stars, how the 5 stars and the new logo will look on it too, especially if they go with the template of like '98. That's something I'm looking forward to see on the new jersey too.
Will Galaxy ever
Something that
use the
Mitchell
old
and
logo though?
They can.
I don't think they would.
No, I think they would do something different. Maybe
Yeah,
something similar, but not the same.
I don't think the
Something
league is
along
there
the
yet
lines.
where you can go full retro like that.
some teams have though, haven't they? Haven't Kansas City done it before?
They did it on a warm up though, which was awesome. I'd take
Yeah.
it on a warm up.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Since we're on the subject of jerseys, I'm just curious. How we're we have a lot of reverence for that '96 shirt and some of the other ones, and I wonder if uh, San Jose or New York or even Dallas have that same kind of reverence that we have for our old shirts. Because when I went to the Metro and S side, I was expecting to see an old Clash jersey, the old Metro Stars
Sick.
shirt in there. Because I mean, the Clash one was ugly,
They
but
offset it.
back it looked kind of cool, but it was still ugly. But it just looked unique.
Yep.
And the Dallas one was pretty cool, and the Metro Stars one I thought was really nice.
The
So I was
KC one was
expecting
nice.
the Casey one was like
I like the Wizards ones. That shit was tight.
the logo was ugly. The Wiz thing that was
Yeah, I liked it. I thought that shit was cool.
the Wiz. The
Yeah.
Wizards one looked nice, but the original Wiz, it looked like a teardrop. That one. Yeah, I was just curious if the other teams had this kind of reverence for their uniforms like we do, but I guess not. Or at least I haven't heard anything.
Well, let's ask.
I
Their
don't think they have
natural.
the fan base for it.
Yeah, I think
I mean,
Spenny's
some
right.
of some of the teams you mentioned can't fill half of their stadiums in a home game, not even on their season opener. I think the Galaxy played it smart. They got they tested the market without even investing money in it, with all these companies out here making replicas on their own and selling out. This past season, I honestly probably saw more of the raíces, what is it called, razas and retos
Retos y
jerseys
razas?
than
Retros,
actual
yeah.
merch. Yeah, Victoria Block was filled with them with all the retro jerseys. So they got to test the market without even investing any money in it. You can't really do that with the Red Bulls. Can't do that with NYCFC. They don't even have a fucking stadium. They don't even play on the soccer field.
No, to Spenny's point is I tend to search for like just MLS stuff too. Like I was looking for an All Star game jersey the other day, and there is retro jerseys like the Metro Stars and I don't know the Burn. I think I saw that just sit there. They're not as expensive, and I'll go on another day, and they're still there. I'm like, damn, that's
Yeah.
I wish I was born somewhere else so I could buy jerseys for cheap.
I read about the third kit thing. You know, the third kit. Not every team in the league is gonna get a third kit, and the way that the league is looking at it is depending how many jerseys you sell the year before. That's gonna dictate how many jerseys, or if you can obtain a third jersey the next season.
Oh, so
And
we're
that's
getting
why,
one for
you know,
sure
I think
then.
yeah, I think it's only like 10 teams are eligible to get a third kit this year.
Right now,
Nice.
Chris Klein is putting that in his resume.
Hey,
Got third kit.
hey, he could pull off 3 jerseys. I mentioned this the other day. If the stadiums open up on time, the Earth Day jerseys, they always
Yeah,
wear Earth
true.
Day jerseys. So I think that's like in 2 months though. So probably not gonna happen. But we got a question here. John Pat with like a million T's asks if you guys like the Anthem jacket. Have you guys seen the Anthem jacket?
Mm,
I don't
That
think
Good
the
year?
blue one?
Yeah, it has a. Damn it. You know what? Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I believe it's like white. Hold on. The zipper. I know the zippers.
So
it has
it's-
zipper. It has pockets. Go ahead, Spenny.
It's like the one that was from last season with all the letters on the side and the 5 stars, the one we all wanted. But this year it doesn't have the letters up here. It has the Adidas stripes.
right.
It
I've
kind of
seen it
has
right
like a fishnet thing at the end, and then the zipper is yellow.
I like
It's
the yellow
cool.
zipper.
I like
It's
the old
cool, but
better, dude.
yeah, I'm just stuck on the one with the letters on the side. That one was just.
So
If
good.
I could get that one, I would get that one.
So nice. I bought it twice. I'll pull it up for you guys right now in a second, just so anybody watching or you guys that haven't seen it on here, could take a look at it. Hold on 1 second.
Nice.
So
Let's look at it.
I feel like the one from last season was more like a sweater that you can wear like casually, where this one is just like a straight sports jacket. You know,
Right.
there's no mistaking that it's like a sports jacket. You know, something you warm up in. I like the other one because it felt like you could wear it more casually. That's
Yeah.
just me.
I mean, that's what we wear it for anyways. It's not like we're going to go warm up in it.
this is true.
What are you talking about, man?
You never know what the way this team's
More.
going.
Speak for yourself.
I bought a $150 Clippers warm-up sweater, and you bet I go warm up in that thing.
Hey, he warms it up in his car.
Well, there you go, guys. For whoever hasn't seen it, that's the Anthem jacket right there.
Ooh,
That's
Dossie's
nice.
nice.
He's
I
actually
really like that yellow zipper, by the way.
He's actually covering
reminds
it. I should have found a better picture, but there's pockets that have yellow zippers as well. You could barely see it right there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
It reminds me of the Adidas Galaxy sweater that they put out back in 2007, I want to say. They had the 3 stripes running from the hoodie all the way down to the back,
Oh, that one was dope.
and it had the yellow zipper. I still have one of those. It's one of my favorite sweaters. It's really nice.
See, like this one, I don't think would sell out before the game started on the
Oh
home
no,
opener, the way the other one did.
not at
You
all.
know, like the other one I showed up an hour and a half early to the fucking store and they were sold out.
Damn.
This one just looks more basic. Like, this is what you expect from a sports soccer sweater. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like it.
Straight to the point.
I think
I
it's one
like
of
this one better than last year's.
yeah. Well, white jackets just ain't it. I think it's one of those jackets you got to see it you got to see it in person and decide there. Is it really worth my what do they usually run for, like $90, 60 something with your season ticket member discount?
Yeah, they should have like
Oh,
a
yeah.
like a trade-in thing like GameStop, but except they give you something.
Oh, they give you
good.
$1 for your $100 jacket?
Like here's my '98 jersey. I'm gonna get the new one. From
Okay, we'll
Chicharito.
give you 50 cents.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm in the money,
Yeah.
baby. Not to go too off topic, but I remember they said they were gonna go bankrupt, and like the number one comment was like, "I'll give you $5 for your company." Oh man!
Damn.
All right, let's
GameStop.
let's keep it going. Enough jersey
Keep it
talk.
going. Keep it going.
So more good news, I guess. However you want to look at it, unless you're a fan, the Galaxy have officially signed Jonathan Bond, and re-signed Jonathan Klinsman, which obviously must be
Los Jonas.
spelling the end of Bingham, right?
I hope.
That's the plan.
Anybody
Dude, what do
sad?
you mean? Bingham got hired as our coach for the goalies.
For the academy, I hope.
Oh, not
I feel
even.
bad for Bingham. I feel Bingham was here during a rough time, just like Joe Cannon was. Joe Cannon was a quality keeper, and he happened to be here at a time where the team was in such disarray and made him look bad. And he's not a bad keeper. I don't think Bingham's a bad player either. It's just he happened to be here at a time where we
I
had a really bad
disagree.
defense.
I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree too.
There's
You
no
know, we
way
would show
that
up early to
he's
games sometimes, and the guy would practice the most to distribute the ball, and he still wouldn't get it. Look what he did with one perfect ball to Pavon in the season opener in Houston. You know, he dropped the first dime of his life as an LA Galaxy goalie, and it led to a goal. And Klinsman in one half had more dimes than he did the whole season before Klinsman played that
Yep.
first half.
yeah.
That's key
I
when
mean-
you're gonna play with wingers like that.
It's look,
Bingham is not. He's not a top quality player.
No.
He could be a solid, like a solid number 2 goalie, but I think as a starter, I don't think he has the technique as a goalie to be
what he
a
is.
starting goalie.
What he is, he's actually a decent shot stopper.
He's
but-
a good shot stopper.
but
Yes, I give you that.
He
Yeah.
just he
His
makes,
IQ for a goalie, his positioning
right.
as a goalie is just it's horrible. It's one of the worst I've seen.
Not just
dude,
that, but
the
some
worst
some of the most basic things. You know, like instead of putting
fundamentals. Yep.
instead of putting it over the bar, he puts it back into the middle. He
Mhm,
spills
exactly.
balls into the middle all the time. You know, as a keeper,
Yep.
push it wide. I remember when Klinsman first came in, he faced a free kick, and it wasn't like the most like ridiculous free kicks, but what he did was he made it, I guess, look more dramatic in order to push it wide. You know, away
Yeah.
from the box. I was like, wow, like just that one play, I was like, all right, this is
All right,
this is
he's
way
better.
better. And
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
that's
you're right. You're right.
Defense 101, bro. That's defense 101. Kick it out. Kick it out.
It's just his awareness as a goalie is just not. It was not there. You know.
I got a
So
question
I don't
for
think
you
he's a
guys,
good
dude.
starting
Who
goalie.
do you start? Who do you start?
oh, and that's what I was coming up with next.
That's
Who do you
that's the
start?
$1 million question.
That's tough, man.
I don't think.
I think, well,
Go
for
ahead.
me, I mean, you gotta go with Klinsman just because we already seen him with this team. Most of the defense is coming back, but you evaluate. You know, you don't play favorite. You know, you evaluate both players. You let them know. You let them compete, and put the best player out there.
True.
Absolutely.
Of course, that's how it should be. That's why you get 2 goalies to compete for the spot. That's the whole point. The point is to not just make them better, but to have them perform and for them to, compete for that spot.
And how crazy is it that we suffered with Bingham for so long? Well, I don't want to say so long because maybe the first couple years we were hopeful, but as of late, and now we have 2 keepers with like big upsides. And honestly, I don't even think the Galaxy knows who's gonna start. I don't think we already know how good Klinsman is or can be. I don't think the Galaxy went and searched for a keeper in England just because they needed to fill that spot. You know, there's something about him
True.
that made them go out there and get him. So it's gonna be interesting.
I mean, I've seen some highlights of him, and he looks like he's a good shot stopper. But I've seen that before.
And he's big.
He's big. He's a big guy, so that's also a plus.
Better not
It can also be a play for the Galaxy's future. Right now, it's up in the air when the league is actually going to start, and I don't know exactly how experienced or how much older Bond is, but Klinsman's still relatively young as a goalkeeper. If you can maybe showcase him and loan him out again, even though he just came from Europe to a better situation for 5 or 6 months while the league starts, you can have both goalkeepers developing and have a
Yeah.
solid backup, which is something that's rare in the league as well.
Yeah,
Especially
for sure.
if we start going into more of these tournaments, and with the crazy schedule, the international schedule that's coming up, we're what 18, 19 players in on a 30-man roster, so we're already hurting for players. And then if we get any decent players that might get called up to these international breaks and stuff like that, that's only a risk for the team, and it's gonna thin out the roster too. So having legitimate backups that you can maybe even loan out or develop is gonna help us in the long run.
Yeah, true.
I
True.
know.
And I don't think he's that old. He's 27, so not young, but
For
not too old.
a keeper, that's nothing. He still got.
Yeah,
I want
exactly.
to say Klinsman's 23, but I may be way off. I don't know why I felt like he's like 23.
Yeah, I think that's about right. 22, 23. I know
I
Jonathan
think
Bond is
it's
27.
Let's just agree
Yes.
they're both younger than all of us.
Facts. Facts.
I know Edgar's dying to bring it up. The fact that we have two good goalkeepers, and I know he tweeted about it. How this reminds him of the good old days,
He is 23, by the way.
Yeah.
or maybe
Oh,
Edgar
yeah,
doesn't.
definitely.
No good old days. No good old days story.
Yeah, of
No,
course.
it's just I just want to call back to our interview with El Gato Hartman and how he had that incredible, I wouldn't call it rivalry, but him and Matt Reese just happened to be with the team at the same time, and both young, talented goalkeepers who went on to make names for themselves. Um, Hartman with the Galaxy and Kansas City and Dallas, I think, and then Reese went on to have a great career with New England. Had came close so many times to winning a cup. But just the fact that they were battling for that top spot, and there at one point it looked like Matt Reese might be the man, but in the end Kevin Hartman came out on top, and he's a not just a Galaxy legend, he's a league legend. So if we could have something like that, or even come close to that, where these two guys are pushing each other to really impress not just the coaching staff but their teammates and the fans, we could have something really good here. So hopefully it turns out that way.
It's pretty crazy that happened back like in 98, 99, and who happens to be the coach, no? So
Greg Vanney.
that guy.
Nice.
I'm sure he remembers it.
Well, I don't think that's by accident, though. I think this is him putting a stamp on the team already.
Yeah.
He knows what he wants, and he knows he's been through it, where he's seen that competition and how it just made the team better.
Exactly.
And I'm assuming that's what he's doing as well right now. So there you go. He's starting to build it already.
Mhm.
So, but for sure, Jonathan's gonna start,
We're
right?
giving this. We're giving.
Yeah,
this
I think
one
he starts.
to Vanney, Vaughn.
No, Jonathan's starting. You guys think Jonathan's starting? I think Jonathan's starting.
Yeah.
They're both Jonathans.
Well, way to kill that joke, Willis. Anything else on the keepers before we keep going?
Nah, man. That's it.
Do you guys think that was a Vanney signing? Vaughn being a Vanney signing?
Yeah, I think so, because
Me too.
they went deep into the jungles to find that player, and I don't think the Galaxy
Yup.
ever looked
Yeah,
that into
bottom.
a player. That's so.
And that's a good buy, man. That's a really good buy, dude, because he's not taking up anything, right?
I don't think
And he
so.
doesn't take an international spot
Yeah,
because
he
he has a
doesn't take it.
passport.
Yeah,
Exactly.
allegedly. I don't think that's confirmed yet.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
It's not.
No, but I wouldn't be surprised, because again, that's international slots on keepers. That's I don't
Yeah.
know. But yeah, I mean, it's a good buy. Like Tony said, the transfer was free. I'm pretty sure he wasn't that expensive, because West Brom is probably looking to offload people because they're getting relegated, right? It looks like.
It looks like it.
Too
And
bad.
the
me
transfer
see.
was free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
free transfer.
Got him on the low.
Good for him. Whoa, I got
I don't
one.
know now. I don't know now. I'm gonna go with Klinsman then. You're gonna you're hurting for money. Obviously, you can't. You're going down in regulation, and you're gonna just give some players off on a free transfer. You're just trying to make roster space. That's not a good sign. You should want to get something, anything, when you're getting regulated, because your budget's gonna go down. Obviously, you have no fans as it is, so you're gonna lose that revenue.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good sign.
Well, they had 3 goalies, so they can spare to lose one.
Curious to know.
It'd be different if they only had the 2
on a free
goalies.
transfer though.
It's
I mean-
curious to
On a
know why,
free
like,
transfer.
on a team that's going down in flames, he doesn't find, they don't find time to give him, some playing time, I guess.
That too.
Somebody got some juice right there, man. Whoever did this signing got some juice, because we needed this to happen more than they needed to offload a player. To be on a free transfer.
Not
Somebody-
our problem.
somebody-
Thank you.
Yeah, somebody. I really want to know who was behind that signing.
Maybe they just saw. Maybe he isn't that great. but they saw some potential because of his size. 6'5", that's a big
Ooh,
boy.
sure.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe he was like really cheap, and they're like, hey, let's take a chance. You know, maybe Vanney saw it. He's like, let's mold him to what we want him to be. Keepers can play
Tony,
forever.
Yeah, true.
isn't Klinsman bigger?
Is he?
Because Bingham was 6'4", 6'5", right? Or
I think it's
Nah,
6'4".
Bingham's like 6'3", six
No,
no, you know
two.
what? He's like
6'4".
6'2". He's like 6'2".
Yeah.
I think Klinsman's still bigger though.
Yeah,
He's
Clinton's
6'4". Wow, we have two big keepers.
There you go. I mean, I guess he has a type. Vanney has a type of goalie, you know.
Then, no, now it is. Now I think it is Klein. Oh man. You know what though? You know another thing. Another reason we should be worried. How come they couldn't get my boy an authentic jersey?
Right?
I seen that.
Yeah, he had to
Well,
go
that's the
pick one
first
out
thing I
himself.
noticed.
We all noticed that, man.
Well, then,
The first thing I noticed with his script reading ass. This
That
is
shit was
news
funny.
across the galaxy. Thank
then again,
Pause.
then again, if you want to be superstitious, the first picture with Pavon holding a Galaxy jersey was a replica as well. So
Really.
there you go. I mean, but a fan gave it
Maybe
to him
because
at
they
that point.
have to earn the stars. That's why. Bam.
So nobody on this team is gonna wear stars.
I guess not. Give me my stars back.
Seriously. So Klein was onto something, huh? Ripping all those stars and having them wear one.
Nice.
And hey, and only on Zlatan's second year, they put him back. So there you go.
True.
All right, enough with the keepers. There was another signing we talked about. It was rumored for a long time, and now it is official. Jorge Villafana, is that how you say it?
Villafaña.
Whatever.
Villafaña.
I'll get used to it. Is now officially a member of the LA Galaxy. This obviously, not obviously, but we all said that was a great signing, and we're excited for it. And it gets even better when you find out what they've given up for it so far. Well, depending on how you manage a team, but the Galaxy traded away a first round draft pick for Villafana. So
Well, they swapped.
They didn't-
They
they
swapped. Yeah.
they swapped even
So
better.
we got the number 8, and we swapped it for their number 16.
There you go. I mean, that's
Which is not bad. I mean, that's
Not bad at all.
you know, maybe some allocation money or depending on incentives, you know.
right. Yeah, there's that rumor too, and even then in the MLS, I mean, the draft can't remember who's the last person we drafted. I think Tom Smart, something like that.
Yeah, I don't think we haven't had too much luck in the drafts anyway, so I think that's part of the reason why they were willing to let go of that draft pick.
I mean, the last good signings off the draft were when Bruce Williams was here, when we got Sean
Mhm.
Franklin and Omar Gonzalez on back-to-back years.
Yep.
Tommy Meyer.
As far as the draft, we haven't done too well, you know. One year we
No.
passed on Clint Dempsey
Did we
to
really?
get a forward that dude, was in 2004. That fool went like number 8. We were like the 4th or 5th pick, got a forward, a black dude. I forget his name.
Charlie
I mean,
Wright?
think about it. Our last pick was
Passed on
the
Clint Dempsey, bro.
infamous
Crazy.
Emilio Cuello. So that tells you our success rate in drafting.
That was a GBS signing or pick.
Who do we pass for Mio Cuello?
I don't know.
What year was that Orlando player drafted?
Daryl Dike?
No. Is it Mueller? Is that his name?
Thomas Mueller?
No, Tommy Mueller's a German.
No, not Thomas Mueller. Chris Mueller. Sorry.
Chris
I think it's
Mueller.
Chris Mueller, right?
I was like, damn, he went
Sorry.
through the draft. Crazy.
Chris Mueller, I think, was 2 years
Chris
ago.
Mueller.
Did we have a chance?
2 years?
Because
2
I
or
know
3 years.
I know we've had nothing but high picks, you know.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I guess we're just not finding talent in that pool. You know what I mean? But other teams are though. So it's we're just not having success at that
Yeah, I
in the
think
drafting.
it's not even. I mean, you could consider it a gamble, I guess, but I think it's freaking great, dude. Like you guys were saying, we're not really being successful within that market. So like, fuck it, let's just get rid of it and let's get somebody, you know, a center back that's he knows very damn well the league. You know, he knows the defenders, he knows the forwards, he knows how everybody runs. Like he knows that shit already. So he doesn't have to adjust. If anything, he just has to lead. You know what I mean?
True.
I think for what we got, it's fine too. we
Yeah.
got an experienced defender, which is what we're in need of, defense. And I rather put my trust on an experienced vet than try to draft somebody at 8 and
Hmm.
hope that they produce. The guy's a winner. He might be on the tail end of his career, but he's won everywhere he's gone. He won the Liga MX. He won a title for Portland,
Hmm.
and for what it's worth, they won the MLS tournament. So, you know, the thing is that he can bring a winning mentality, which is something that we're in need of. He can help change
Yep.
the mentality of the locker room. One thing Portland was good for is you could never secure a win against Portland until the whistle blew. Portland, they did not stop coming at you, no matter if they were down 3 or 4 goals or 2 or 3 goals with 5 minutes to go. That's a mentality that the players brought. That's from the players not wanting to lose and just having that push within themselves that can become contagious in a locker room like ours, and I hope becomes contagious because we lost a lot of games in the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game itself.
Yep.
Yep. One thing I do have to add is he doesn't come cheap. I couldn't really find the 2020 salary, but apparently in 2019 he made around 600,000. So
Oof.
that only
That's
goes,
TAM money right there.
yep, that only goes up, you know, every year. So I don't know
Damn.
what we're looking at, but yeah, it doesn't come on the cheap. I have no problem with it because of his experience and what he brings to the locker room, as long as it's not one of those bad Galaxy contracts, which is like a 10-year contract or whatever they've been giving
Oh,
out there.
bro.
Yeah,
Like a Shelvey contract. We're officially calling it a Shelvey contract.
the
Nah,
Shelvey
I think
contract.
I honestly think his
Get the Shelvey deal.
his experience is gonna make up for all that money that we're gonna pay him, dude.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
mean, he hasn't lost too much of a step in at 30, what, 31, 32, and he obviously has the mental capacity for like a left back, right? He knows how to play the left back position, solid left back position. So I think it was a great signing. We didn't have to give up too much, and we still got to pick back. So I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to really get picky about it, we still got to pick. So we're still gonna have a pick.
Not only
True.
So,
not only that, but you could imagine that he's gonna help Araujo as well. You
yeah,
know,
true.
so that could,
Or Araujo's gonna help him getting paid.
Maybe.
whatever. It works both ways.
Nah, but over in Sua, man, even going back, if you
Yeah.
go back and watch the Portland Galaxy game, one of their late goals was because Insua was trailing back.
Mhm.
He was dragging his feet, and it's something that we noticed that if he would have just made the run to get back into position instead of just dragging his feet, that goal wouldn't have been as easy for their forward. I can't say his
Mhm.
name, number 17, the black dude.
Oh, yeah,
So
Bobacy?
just stuff like that. Yeah, but there you go. What was he? That's something that I wouldn't expect Villafana to lag in. I trust that he would make that run back and be in position to at least put his body in the way or disturb that shot. And then Sua did that more than one game. It's just ironically that he did it against Portland too.
Right.
All right, cool. So we're all happy with Villafana. We talked about this
Yay.
a few times. So let's keep going. So we haven't really touched on this one. I don't think we really did last week, and because it's just been ongoing and it's beating a dead horse, like Mr. Edgar likes to say over there. The Pavon saga seems to not be over, and who knows when it'll be over until he steps on the field for somebody. But apparently, Pavon went to practice, told the coach, "Hey, I don't want to play for your team. No disrespect though, so you can't get mad
Straight up.
because I said no
Straight up.
disrespect." And yeah, that's the latest. Never did he say I want to go play for the Galaxy or anything like that. He just said I don't want to play for Boca. But if you guys have Twitter or any kind of social media where you follow the Galaxies, not the Galaxy, but other Galaxy pages, or Pavon himself, because he put out a statement, he's going through some stuff, some legal stuff, which I don't know how much I would want to gamble with that or even touch with that, because the Galaxy have gone through controversial stuff in the past, and I don't know if they want to deal with that again. How you guys does that affect you guys as far as wanting to bring them back?
Um, Maybe that's one of the reasons why nothing's happened yet. A lot of this stuff, when it first comes out, the team wants to keep it in house and try to limit the amount of effect it has on his public image or uh, how he's perceived, because that will affect his price as well, especially right now when his contract's up. So maybe they've known for a while. Maybe it's something that he's been trying to deal with for a while, and now that it's come to see some light, it's starting to affect him and the way the Galaxy is viewing his potential, contract with the team. And I'm sure Boca is wondering what's going on as well. And there's also the question of validity. I know very very little about what we're talking about here. Just the little tidbits I read here and there, but who's to say this did happen, or maybe it didn't. Obviously, hope not. But if it did, damn, that sucks. And if it didn't, it sucks as well, because you would hope by now Pavon would know exactly where he's headed, instead of having him deal with uh, all this legal stuff and the fallout from the stress that comes with it.
Yeah, I mean, the Galaxy is not gonna. I don't think they're gonna take a chance on a guy that's being it's under investigation right now. I think they want to wait till the dust settles and let's see if there is validity to this accusations. But that's gonna take some time, and that's time that the Galaxy doesn't have. So I mean, we'll see what they choose to do. But I think for me, this is probably the last time we see Pavon in a Galaxy jersey, just for the
You
fact
know,
of the timing. The timing is just bad.
I disagree with you a little bit, Bruce. As strange as it may seem, the Galaxy have all the time in the world with this decision right now, because unless another team comes in and swoops him up, you already know he doesn't want to be there, which is only going to make him cheaper. As far as Vanney is concerned, right now he has two open DP slots, where if he can get the players that he wants, then he's completely building the team that he needs this
He has
season.
one DP spot,
If
just Pavon's.
correct, my mistake. Um, with Pavon, I don't think the Galaxy would want to or should take a chance with this looming over Pavon's personal life. It's not
Hmm.
beneficial to the situation that the Galaxy are trying to get out of. They're not being seen in a spotlight as a powerhouse anymore, and you don't need any sort of distractions off the field or any kind of stain on anybody's name right now. So, do I think they're gonna move on? I think they did move on already by the fact that they stopped negotiating, because
Hmm.
obviously Pavon made it known that he doesn't want to be there. So that has to drop the price, no matter what team you're on. If you don't want to be there, they're going to try to get rid of you as soon as possible. Especially if you walked into practice and you're like, I don't want to be here.
Dude,
Nobody wants to
unless
deal with
they
that.
Gareth Bell you, dude. Unless they do a Gareth
Practice?
Bell and just sit your ass
Talking
on the
about
bench.
practice?
Yeah.
Just James Harden that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Or Ozil too. That's true. They Ozil'd him. They could not even put him in the
Be in the
first team
reserves, bro.
roster.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
But
but
for us, if we're really gonna go after him, that only benefits us, because that's gonna drive the price down. Ozil just agreed to terminate his contract to leave
Yeah, I
on a
agree with
free
Scott, dude.
transfer.
I agree with everything you're saying, dude. Because yeah, you're right. They should wait it off, and nobody's gonna go out there and buy him. Nobody's looking for him. You know what I mean? So eventually, his price will go down, and if the Galaxy do indeed want him, then by all means, man, they should go for him.
That's the thing.
But
I'm
I
not
don't think
saying
they're gonna get
this.
him right now. Right now,
Yeah, I'm not saying that the price. It's not the price that's gonna the Galaxy is looking for. It's more the timing of it, because investigations don't happen overnight. They take months, and then the court dates don't happen next week, especially during this time. That's what I mean by the timing. That it's gonna drag out. It's gonna drag out, and I don't think the Galaxy has that time to waste.
I
yeah,
mean,
There's talent out there anyway, and then if we're looking as far as what the Galaxy can get out of it, I don't think it's a great signing anymore, because looking back at the jersey sale, the top 10 list from last season, he wasn't on it. He wasn't in the top five. You know, so it's not like the Galaxy are making tons of money off of him, and with the people not being in the stadium, it's less of an incentive to want to spend the 8 to 10 million on it. Just wait it out.
Yeah.
Just wait it out. The season is not going to start in March. Probably not going to start in April. I honestly believe it wouldn't start till June. Hopefully,
Damn.
uh, hopefully May, but probably even June.
Well, let's hope. Let's
Uh,
hope it starts early.
and I want to touch on that real quick though. And I'm taking this from Corner of the Galaxy. It's hard to see the MLS start in June or even May. I think would be the latest, because you have to think about all the competitions that are gonna go on this year, international competitions if they go through. Because I mean, the MLS is really diverse now. There's players from everywhere. What kind of MLS season are you gonna get if we start like in June? All of a sudden, Olympics come up and qualifiers from all over the world come up. It's gonna be what, stoppage every time, or you're just gonna put, you know, G2 players and USL players for all these games. The product is gonna be whack on the field.
Yeah, that's not good.
You're right, dude. Shit.
I mean, this is just I don't want to say the new normal. It's just this is how things are going to be at least for a year or two until everything stabilizes itself and we start to get back to the normal routine. But it is going to be strange, especially because when you look down the road, you're going to have that World Cup in the winter as well.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, true.
So um, maybe this might start to slowly push MLS to becoming more on par with the rest of the world as far as having a seasons during the winter. Although I mean it's kind of harsh for the teams in the real cold winter states, but maybe they could do like Russia does, where they have two halves of the season, and then take a break during like the worst part of the winter. But who knows? Just speculating. But yeah, it sucks. I mean, we're thinking about how the team's going to be put together. We're excited to see who's going to be jumping on board and who Vanney's going to go after and DTK. But when you stop and think about when the league might actually start, and it isn't until May or June, that's like 6 months from now.
Yeah.
It's a long time. So I guess we gotta take things just real slow and just hope that those vaccines roll out and we can actually be there in person and do some keg stands with the Nag Boys on opening day.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna be sharing a keg
talking
stand like
about?
that.
That's what we
No.
were doing last time.
No shit, huh?
Man, didn't stop us last time.
Hell no. We were saying like blah, 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 the corona.
Oh my god. Well, at least we get
At
cool
this
jerseys.
point, At this point, I'd rather give the DP slot for Vanney to fill than to just use it on Pavon.
Yeah.
I will not use the word waste because it wouldn't be a waste on Pavon.
Nope.
But we've seen what Vanney can do when he picks his DPs, and we need to get him something that's going to work in his system. He's stuck with two DPs, one which I think is still working his system, that being
True.
Chicha.
I
Gotta
agree.
get the service that he needs and that Vanney already spoke about. He spoke about having to feed him and not depending on Chicha to take on 2 or 3 defenders and create his own shot, but give him the tap-ins that he's known for. So he knows what he's got. So I'm fine with just giving him the slot to fill with his scouting.
So you agree with me then that we're not? This is the last time we see Pavon in the Galaxy jersey.
Could have just said I
I was-
agree
I was
with
talking
Williams.
about
Could have just said yes.
Well, we did have to fill the show, so good job, Spenny.
True. Okay. Good stuff, Spenny. Good stuff, Spencer.
All right,
Spencer.
I'm sure Pavon is gonna keep coming up. So let's go ahead and move on to the questions. Shout out to everyone who sent questions. We're gonna start off with Instagram. Sir Kevin, it's more of a statement. Galaxy with a 4-3-3, a cam, or actually he's asking, or a 4-4-2 with a good striker with Chicha. G's up. 4-4-2
Mhm.
or 4-3-3 with a cam.
Good question.
4-3-3 with a cam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what he means. I know what
Like
he
the 4-2-3-1.
It would be 2 center defenders. I think that might work just because if Kitchen stays and you have Jonah, you can run them as right and left defending mids and
means. Yeah.
and give all the spacing to the cam that he would bring in to feed those lanes.
Yeah. I would
But
do
you
the
need
4-3-3.
wingers for that. You need really good wingers for that.
You need speed on that wing.
Yeah.
Okay. Elka 562. What other players should we sign?
Tom Dwyer.
Good
Uh,
question. I mean, what's left?
I know, right? Everyone is making moves. Let's see. I'll tell you what players we should sign. We should sign Matt Beasler, Kevin
Beasler's gone, right?
Molino, Will Trapp.
Molino.
Who else have we missed on? These are players we should sign. All right.
Oh gosh.
we should have.
Fucking Kevin Molino, bro. Why did you? Whatever. Whatever. It's okay. I'm not mad. I'm
Don't
not
look
mad.
into the red light. Who gets number one? Bond or Klinsman? I think we all agreed it's Jonathan, right?
Yeah.
Jonathan.
I'm
Jonathan.
yeah. I think they're not sure, but I'm gonna say Klinsman. I'm gonna lean with Klinsman.
I agree.
J
That's
underscore
what
ENG07, aka Kubas. Nags B
Cubis.
Day was January 15th. Saw it on Twitter. So I guess we'll claim it. January
Nice.
15th was our birthday.
Nice.
All right.
Was that a question?
Happy
or a
birthday, Neck
statement?
Boys.
Happy birthday, Neck Boys. He said, yeah. He asked if our birthday is January 15th because
okay.
he saw it on
I
Twitter.
saw that first episode recently.
Yeah, it's pretty cringy, right?
Come a long way, baby.
I
Tell me
was
about
there. I was there live.
Tell me about it. You should
Oh,
drink natural
hi,
ice.
This is Eddie.
I'm not trying to blame anybody, but that was Chewy's idea. Logan Jones. I miss our team playing, even though we sucked blank. I just want soccer back. Yeah, we all do. We all miss
Facts.
it.
Everybody does.
I mean,
I miss going to the stadium, man. I miss it.
I mean, like I'll watch Premier League or some other leagues from around the world. It's and you start to see, especially in England. I think they had some people in the stands.
They took
Yeah,
it
they
back.
do.
It just looks so sad to me. Like I look at it and it's so sad that you have these nice stadiums and they're mostly empty, and it makes me like wonder, but is it better to have just this empty stadium and just have a few people there where you could barely hear them? The players are louder than the fans. Um, yeah, what a strange time to be living. But we've talked about this so much already. Um, I mean, the stories we're gonna tell our kids and grandkids years from now about this time, and
Yeah,
my
remember
my,
that
my
TP shortage?
yeah, right. But my thing is right now is like I remember back in let me just pause for a sec, but
Okay, go for it.
go back a little. Back in April of 2020, I remember I was listening to some sports talk, and they were talking about how all the leagues had to stop because of the pandemic. And I remember at the time, the idea was, hey, we're gonna shut down the country, we're gonna shut down sports, all these public activities for a few weeks because there's no way that this thing could last more than a few weeks, maybe a month or two. And then there was a caller into the station, and because it was a sports talk, uh, a show, and this guy was like, "Hey, what if this doesn't go away? What if it doesn't just last, for a few months, but it lasts for a few years and maybe for a lot longer than that?" And I remember the two hosts were like, "Wow, yeah, that would really suck," but that's not going to be the case because we're pretty sure that this is going to go away, by June. Well, here we are. It's January
Not
2021,
past,
and things have
past
gotten
June.
worse. I mean, seriously, things are worse now than they were back then. And um, and I always think about that, and I was thinking to myself at the time myself, I was very incredulous. I was like, "There's no way this is going to happen." I can't imagine not being able to go to sporting events. Like I love going to Kings games, and I know you guys share me, but I love going to the Clippers games, and
Fuck yeah, me
um,
too.
I love going to Ontario Reign, things like that that I never really took for granted, but because I just like being there and enjoying live sports. But now that it's been gone for so long, it makes me wonder like what it's gonna be like when I can finally feel safe enough to go. And I wonder if that time is sooner than later, although the vaccine's rolling out, and it makes me wonder like how much longer it's going to be before we can actually go to the stadium and feel safe enough to high five each other and you know
Keg
uh,
stands.
keg stands and hug each other and scream and
All I know is that as soon as they tell us we could go, I'm fucking going. I don't
yeah.
care, man.
True.
Whatever it takes. It might not be
Yeah.
safe.
I
Sign
was
sign this. All right, whatever. Just I'm in.
I
I
mean,
was there in March. I was there in March, and if you were there in March, you were likely exposed just as much
Right.
as you would be now. So
True.
they're not gonna let us back in. 27,000 deep. If anything, maybe a capacity of like 9,000. So if you were there in March, you were in Victoria Block. You know, cool hawing and side to side, arms up, man. You expose yourself just as much as you would now with a 9,000, 10,000 seat
True.
capacity.
That is true.
Just if you got kids, stay home though, man. Come
Or go by yourself. Gotcha,
Yeah.
on, go by
Edgar.
yourself.
Wow.
Junior DSCIG. He tried to correct us. He went asterisk 10 p.m. Psych.
whew, we made
Yeah.
it almost on time this time.
That's why we fired Bryant. We
Progress.
can make it on
Progress,
time.
baby. Progress.
We're getting there. Hey, Spenny, you're on the chopping block, fool. So
Come
gotta
on,
be-
Spencer.
You gotta,
Who's Spenny?
you gotta be Spencer.
Spencer.
You gotta be 15 minutes quicker.
The new Spencer Bayless.
Okay, Jay will be send in 3, so I'm gonna go back to back to back.
No, Jay Wooey.
Who's the better looking one from Nag Boys asking for a friend? Another reason we don't have Brian on here. Make it a fair competition.
Yeah. Now it's fair.
Yeah.
My vote's for Chewy.
My boy for Chewy too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True,
so.
I'll give it to Willis because he's like the Kirkland version of Bryant.
Oh my God, Kirkland! I thought you were gonna go superior, dude.
Damn, like that.
El
Nah,
Gigante.
Kirkland.
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 Okay, I'll take Kirkland.
There you go.
I like Costco.
You
so.
sure not Northgate, dude?
Oh shit! All right. Then she says, not a question, but a huge shout out to the Nag Boys, and then follows up with a question. Actually, now, what was your reaction when you met your your favorite Galaxy player for the first time? I'll start off by saying I've been fortunate enough to meet a lot of players, and to be honest, I cannot remember what it was like. And I'm not trying to brag. It's just Galaxy's been good to us. I really,
We've been drunk.
yeah. Well, this started before I started drinking. Yeah, I can't really remember what it was like when I first met one of my favorite players or how I felt. But yeah, I mean, I'm always excited every time and just
Well,
keep my
it
cool.
was exciting. We saw Cienfuegos. I saw Landon. I got pictures of all those. And Gerard. Damn.
You know what? Crazy enough,
Hey, wait, Bruce. You were that 4th of July game where Steven Gerrard was gonna be introduced. You were giddy as fuck.
Yep.
Like,
Hell
didn't
yeah.
even
You,
meet the
I mean, you
guy.
know me, bro.
And you were
Dude. That picture with Gerard, my girl got jealous because she's like, that's the biggest smile
you
I've ever seen on your face.
so hard bro, when you took that picture. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You were like a little kid, like hand behind your back,
Hell yeah, bro. Stevie G, man. I loved it when he came out. Obviously, I mean, he didn't play like he played before, but it was still Stevie G, man.
Man, you didn't. I'm saying, like, you didn't even meet the guy. You just saw him walk into the field, and you were like,
I keep,
Yup.
I keep bringing this
That
up.
shit was tight.
I keep bringing this up. Steven Gerrard was one of my favorite players growing up, and yeah, and now come to think of it, I got to get like an autograph for Beckham, but I never really got to meet him because things got weird when Beckham came. But with Gerrard, when we went there, it was different. I'm like, dude, I'm meeting this guy that fucking was part of that, that I looked up to and was part of that amazing Champions League comeback that one time. I guess with him it was different. So a little nervous, a little excitement mixed.
I was.
And then I was hungover, and I remember the hangover going away as soon as I was getting closer. It started going away. I'm like, oh shit, this is real.
It's happening.
I've met the old school G's. I've met Cienfuegos for sure, and I've met Kobe. But I don't think I've ever been starstruck, dude, with anybody that I've met. I think the only person that I would have been starstruck, but I obviously never met him, was Zlatan, dude. I think if I would have met Zlatan, I would have been like, oh shit, dude. Oh shit,
It's fucking
cool as
Zlatan.
fuck.
Yeah.
That was cool as fuck.
Yeah, he is.
I was happy to meet him, but I think same thing. Back in the day, we used to meet players a lot easier, and honestly, you would talk to him in Spanish. So for me, it was like just talking to like one of my dad's teammates from like Sunday league team. It was never really like, oh my god, it's Cienfuegos, or oh my god, it's Kobe. You know, I did want. I remember I did want to meet Landon though because I thought that that fool was pretty beast for his size and the way he played the game. I just liked it. You know, he was so intense on the field. He didn't seem like the fastest or the biggest, but you caught him in open field and you were
He
gonna
was
see his
gone.
stud. You know,
Yep.
and I remember how the first time we got his autograph, we went to a Home Depot. Like we actually went to a Home Depot, waited in line just to meet
A
this
lot
fool.
of people too.
Yeah, a lot of people too.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's been pretty chill just meeting them. I would say some players are really cool to meet. Like the Dos Santos brothers, they're both really chill to talk to. They actually stand there and joke around with you, and and like wait for you. Like if you want to get multiple things signed, the way they interact with little kids, like they go far above and beyond just here's your autograph and move along. I personally liked. I used to like talking to Robbie Keane. I would always tell him. I would always tell him that I was thankful for his the way he used to captain the team because he held everybody accountable on that team. I always liked talking to him, but those were short. That fool would just be like about his business. Like, here's your autograph. Next,
Next.
next.
Well, I got stories. uh, I mean, as I don't know if you, as you guys know, I had a press pass as far back as 1997, and so that gave me automatically, access to not just the Galaxy locker room, but the visitors. So um, by that point, I had already been doing interviews, um, not just MLS, but I was covering other sports. I was covering NASCAR, which I know is kind of funny, the IHL, the Long Beach Ice Dogs. So
Oh, nice.
um, I had been groomed already not to get starstruck, but it was still something spectacular that first time I walked into the Rose Bowl press box and it's so high up and just walking out and like looking down you see the Rose Bowl and that was pretty amazing. But as far as players are concerned, um, I never really felt starstruck meeting the Galaxy players. Not because uh, I wasn't amazed by them, but it's more because I felt like I was there doing my job, kind of thing. So I would go up to Kobe and Campos and Calich, man, and all the OGs, and it was like, hey, what's up, man? And they get to know you. So after a while, it was just like, this is this guy I'm used to talking to every week, and uh, I know he's really popular because I would see like the kids afterwards, or even adults waiting to get autographs and photos with them. And I just remember I used to always remind myself how lucky I was to have that opportunity. Now, what was the question about your favorite Galaxy player or
Oh,
just favorite player in general?
how was what was your reaction when you first met your favorite Galaxy player?
Well, since I was there from the very beginning, I don't know. As far as favorite Galaxy player, there were so many of them. I used to hold in high esteem. There was Campos and Kobe and CN and um, Vanney, and I mean I could go down the entire roster. All these guys were so cool. But uh, some of my favorite players that I met from other teams where I wouldn't say I got starstruck, but I was just like, wow, this is this guy. I remember I sat down with Roberto Donadoni
Wow.
and we had a
Oh
long
shit.
conversation where we talked about him growing up and playing the sport. And I remember I had this recorded on my old recorder, and I wish I could find it. But we actually sat down because the locker rooms used to have a couch where you could actually sit there and talk. And I remember sitting there with Donadoni, and he was giving me advice on how to kick, how to do tricks with the ball when you do free kicks. And he was really, really cool. I really enjoyed that conversation with him. I remember getting to meet Branco from Brazil. I think he was playing for Metro Stars at the time, and he was really nice. Uh, Another conversation I really enjoyed was meeting El Pibe Valderrama, which I
Nice.
remember at the time I had a cousin who was visiting from Nicaragua, and I was able to sneak her into the tunnel, and she got to go up to her after him and talk to him, and she was like, "Whoa!" like blown away, and he was so chill. I loved talking to El Pibe Valderrama, and years later, I'm like, wow, I can't believe I actually got to meet this guy. He's considered, was considered one of the best players in the world at the time. Um, But to be completely honest, my favorite soccer player of all time is Eric Winalda. And I remember
Sick.
he was playing for San Jose, and I went to the San Jose locker room, and I immediately went over to him, and I was just like, "Hey, Eric," and he was so fucking cool. We sat on that same couch where I spoke to the Onik, and you sit there and talk. And I actually told him, I was like, "You know that you're my favorite U.S. soccer player of all time," and he was just like, "Oh, really?" And he got so happy. I remember he was like, "Oh wow, okay, hey, have a seat, man. Let's talk." And we sat there and we spoke for an hour. It got to the point where at the end they were telling us to leave the locker room, and we talked about everything. We talked everything about him coming up to the U.S. soccer system. We talked about him playing in Mexico. We talked about the politics of soccer, about what he felt about MLS compared to he played in Mexico, and yeah, he was really cool. So every time they would come into town, I would go and we would have these nice conversations. And I remember feeling, I don't know if I was starstruck, but I remember just feeling really happy and excited to talk to them. And that continued years later, where I was covering the U.S. soccer team for Yanks Abroad, and I would go to the field to watch the practices. And Ronaldo was there. And I would go up to him like, "Hey, what's up, Waldo?" And we would just start talking, and he would give me like insider info on some of the players, or just give me information in general. He was the first person to ever mention to me the pay to play thing.
Okay.
Where
Oh shit.
he was like, you know what? He goes, he goes, there's something unfair going on in the sport right now, where there's a lot of really good talent out there and in the barrios and in the hood, but you never hear about these kids. These kids never get the chance because the real big academies, the ones where all the players come from that you hear about in U.S. soccer, especially, you have to have a lot of money to pay for this. So these kids that are down in the hood who are extremely talented and could definitely be the future of U.S. soccer, they're not getting the chances. They don't have the money, and it's not like there's a program set up where they can receive scholarships. I don't know if there is now. There might be, but I remember that was the first time I heard about that, and it really gave it some thought. And I can't remember if I wrote an article about it for Yanks Abroad or not, but obviously it became an issue over the last few years, and so I got to give him credit for that. But backtracking, uh, yeah, getting to meet Eric Ronaldo to me has always been something fantastic. But favorite Galaxy players, I don't know. In recent years, I remember like getting really, really excited to meet Mike McGee. I don't know if it's a secret,
Sick.
but McGee is my favorite Galaxy player of all time. And I remember I went to the locker room, and I remember Omar was there, and Keen was there, and um, Landon, and they're all cool. Keen is a funny guy to talk to, but I remember seeing Mike McGee in the background, and I made eye contact with him, and he's like that or something, and I was just like, oh shit. And I wished I could have really spoken to him, but at the time, the Galaxy had changed the way you dealt with people in the locker room, where they tell you who you can talk to, who you can ask questions from. And in rare occasions, the players would break protocol. Like I remember one time, and I'm sorry I'm going on
Sorry.
sidetracking, but there was one time where um, I had a particular question for Omar, and I remember I was with the group of the reporters, and there was three questions that were asked at random, and we all got the same answer, obviously. And I didn't get to ask my question, and so I remember they said, "Okay, okay, move on." And I looked at Omar, and I was like, "I had a question," and he's like, "Oh, you have a question?" And he's like, "All right, what's your question?" And I asked him the question,
Keep
and
it
he
on the
gave me a
low.
really cool answer, and he's all like, "Glad I can help," or something. And I was like, "That's really cool." But yeah, sorry, I sidetracked, and I just went down the rabbit hole.
It's all
But
good.
That's
That's
a
a
good
big
story
rabbit
though.
hole.
You know you you started making me think about like not just favorite players but like favorite people to talk to, and this was like more recent. Uh, Talking to Alexi Lalas was really cool. As much shit as we give him and stuff, talking
The
to him
number
was
one
cool
hater.
because yeah, he is a hater,
That
but
belongs to Tillman, bro.
but but like I when I meet players, I try not to talk to them as a fan, and I think Alexi Lalas has been the only one to respond, not treating me like a fan. He'll hold that conversation with you. you just talk soccer with him. He talks soccer back with you, just like the way he is in his podcast. But
Yeah, remember, I pushed you to talk to him at that one time. Remember?
yeah, because I was like, fuck that guy.
It's like, let's go talk to him, dude.
Yeah, he did, and I did. He was super dope, and actually one of my favorite players to talk to. But
I love to hate the guy, bro. I love to hate the guy.
yeah,
You know, I got a funny story about him. I think I might have mentioned it to you guys before, but I forget, it's worth repeating. I remember I think it was 97 or 98. I can't remember exactly, but there was a 4th of July game at the Rose Bowl, and the Galaxy was playing in New England. And it came down to like some really controversial play. Like Galaxy scored, and I remember I think Lala's got red carded or something. But I remember like being down in the behind underneath in the tunnel between the press room and where the locker room was, and I remember I see Lala's walking by, and that was my first time getting to meet him, right? So I go up to him and I was like, "Excuse me, Mr. Lawless. I was just wondering what you thought about the game." And he just went off dropping F-bombs left and right. Like, yeah, fuck the Galaxy, and fuck the ref, and and fuck this team and fuck the league because they make it, they're trying to make things easier for the Galaxy, so they're gonna get all the calls. So fuck them, and and fuck you too, Chino XL. Hey, you know what, Mob Deep, fuck you too.
Sounds like me when I play defense, bro.
No, I'm adding too much to it, but it's what it sounded like to me. I was just like, oh shit, he's hit him up, dude. Oh my god.
It's funny, bro.
That is funny. All right, let's go on to the next question. There's actually the next one I'll come back to at the end. His name is Hermes the Thief. I'll come back to your question because that one I think is going to take a little longer, just like this one did, longer than I thought it would. Anonymous asks, who is Spencer Bayless? Who?
The new
This
Spencer
guy.
Bayless.
This guy right here.
New and improved Spencer Bayless.
He's this way on my on my camera.
Oh wait,
Let's see, where is he?
You got to
Yeah,
point up,
That
Edgar.
guy? That guy?
I point down.
oh wait, that way.
I point down right there.
No, you point. You guys are
There
all
you go.
fucking up. It's a story of a lovely
There you go.
Spenny. Anyway,
His name is Spencer Bailey.
Spencer Bailey.
He's a hugger.
G.U. Davino. Oh, okay. Edgar, you ready to talk for another 30 minutes?
No.
What is the best Galaxy jersey of all time?
Oh, best Galaxy jersey? Oh man. I really like that 2013 one.
The solid blue stripe?
No, was it 2013 or? Sorry, I'm trying to remember. No, the 2012 one I thought was really nice. That's the one that had like the sash that had the little star stuff in it.
The
I
watermarks?
really like that. At the time, I thought to myself, that is the best looking Galaxy jersey I've ever seen. I mean, I love the 96 one because it's so odd and so quaint and unique. And I love the 2002 one because
Just
to
say all of
me,
them, bro.
no, I mean, I really like that one because that's when the team started winning championships.
True.
But as far as like the way it looked, the way it just commands respect is that one from 2012, and it looks so sharp. I just love the way it looked, and it's
Especially in long sleeve, huh? When Beckham was wearing it.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, honestly, that's my
With the
favorite.
Scotto?
2011, 2012, I think. That one's hot fire, bro.
Yeah,
I like the. I think it was the 97 one, the one that you were talking about,
the
Edgar,
thicker stripes.
with the stripes,
Yeah.
the black stripes. That's my favorite one. The black stripe and the green, the yellow, the gold.
Oh, okay, I know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, that one.
Growing up, I really liked the white one with the pinstripes going across with the gold number.
Oh, the
Yeah.
The gold number is
Ooh,
You know what?
Nice.
fucking-
I remember
That
set
I
that
actually
shit apart so much for me, and I could never find a fucking jersey.
You're never not gonna.
they never sold it, dude. I remember I
Yeah.
asked
Oh,
the
they never
Galaxy
sold it?
players.
No.
No, I remember I asked the Galaxy players that year. I think it was
That makes so much
98.
more sense.
No, it was 97. I remember asking the Galaxy players. I don't know why I asked such a stupid question, but I asked them, "Hey, I think it was Kalishman. I remember asking him. I was like, what's your favorite Galaxy jersey?" And he looked at me like, "What the fuck kind of question is that?" And then he actually thought about it, and he's like, I really like that white third kit that we had, the white one with the stripes.
The stripe.
And I remember because that year they had the one that we're gonna get this year, which is the black with
Hmm.
the teal and the gold stripes. They
Yep.
had an
Tech
away
green.
one that was a white version of that. It was white with the the teal and the gold
Vanney
stripes.
has that
And
one.
then they had the third kit, which was white with the horizontal stripes, and it had like nice gold numbers. And I never saw that one for sale. And I thought it was interesting that they never sold it because it's such a nice,
Yeah.
clean shirt. It looked totally different from all that radical extreme 90s jerseys that we had at the time. This one looked like a proper like traditional kit that you would see somewhere in the Premier League or
I'm
in
intrigued to see it,
Spain.
dude. I want to see it now.
I'll show it to you when we're off. I have one of the
Are you
the
guys
retros
sure they
version.
never sold that?
No, I didn't.
I don't remember ever seeing anybody wearing it in the
Yeah,
stands.
I know because like I seen it on eBay and stuff, and then like on Reddit and other places they're like, nah, don't get that, don't get it because they weren't out.
It's not real. Yeah.
They didn't circulate. So yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah.
So if you ever get one of those, it's gonna be like player issue
Somebody
ones
used it. Yeah.
because they didn't sell them. Maybe we could ask Raul to show us one.
All right. So for me,
Get him on.
as much shit as I talk about the sash, one of my favorites is the '05 Donovan's first year, the way one, the white with the green sash. I think
Okay.
Cool.
that one is really cool. I think that one's nice. Maybe because it has memories tied to it too. Fucking driving a car, a Cavalier that couldn't go on the freeway to go see to go see Donovan's
Damn, you
first
got thrown
game.
the streets.
Yeah, I did.
With
Sick.
fucking 20-inch rims and the
Uh,
fucking super bass.
scrape scrape the fender every time I hit a speed bump. Yo.
Body kit, body
For
kit,
real, for
body
real.
kit.
Yeah. And then I got a ticket on the way home.
Damn, you're going
Worth
too
it.
slow.
I made a right. I made
Talking
a
about this one. This is mine right here.
yeah that one. I made
Ooh, that one's nice.
I made a right on a no turn on red, and then yeah, and then I didn't have the car. I didn't have the car for too long, so I didn't have insurance. So that ticket was
Oh
woo,
fuck.
To be young.
I
yeah.
know, right?
That was dumb, but worth it. Well worth it. So that's why I actually like that jersey a lot. Anyways, moving on. Shit. Sorry, my eyes are giving out already. LA Till I Die 121. Do you think Bond was a good deal? Yeah, we all agreed, right?
Mhm.
Bond was a great
Of
deal.
course.
Great deal.
Logan Jones submitted a couple. If you guys could redesign our Galaxy logo, what would it be? If anything, I just add some old school elements. I wouldn't really change it. Maybe add like the swirl and the dots somehow in the back.
Yeah, the swirls,
You know?
maybe. I wouldn't
I
change
don't
the
know.
logo.
I mean, I wouldn't like
That's for
drastically change
Tony.
it.
He's the
Yeah.
the
Now
mastermind
we're gonna give
behind
this
all
away
that
to
stuff.
our graphic expert, Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't touch it, dude. I like it, bro. I like it as is, man. Maybe like you said, just incorporate little elements that take back from the old days.
Yeah. Plus, I have it tatted on me, so don't do that to me. The U.S. already
That's the reason why.
the U.S. already did that to me, so please no.
There's there's one thing I would change just slightly about the logo is that it has like a shadow, not gradient, but like has like a little shadow effect to it. I would say just make it nice and
Flat.
flat. Yeah, I think so. Because that to me screams like early 2000s kind of look to it. I like it. I like it for it to be nice and flat because you could play with like bold color combinations like that and not have to mess around too much with the shadow.
I'll
But
disagree, but cool.
But you know what? In a way, the Galaxy does kind of mess with the logo.
this one right here.
The badges changed. I remember one had like hologram and stuff like that. So
Yeah, it's like their outline.
Oh yeah, I have that one.
On the jerseys, yeah. On the jerseys,
Mm-hmm.
the year that Donovan retired, when they did the Big Ten cutouts, I think it was 2017, the
I
last
have
time,
that
or
one.
2016. That jersey is really nice, where the stripes faded into light blue, and
Yeah.
the background of the
The
shield
logo
was like
was
a
hologram. It's
hologram.
like a hologram, yeah.
I remember that one.
As far
Yeah, that
as
one's pretty cool.
changing the logo, the only thing I might do would be like outlining the LA part of the
Like the old
center
school.
of the background that Edgar
Yeah.
has, where it's outlined. The LA part is actually outlined,
Mm.
so you can
There you
tell
go.
what city we're from. That's maybe the only thing
Yep.
I would change. I like the shield. Um, I might be wrong, but I don't see any of the team going with the shield like that. Everybody's going with the round crest with the FC
Circles.
now, and I think the Galaxy is
Whack.
not going to follow anybody in that aspect of it.
They
We
should
already
have a
went with the
shield.
circle. It worked for a few years, and now it's. I like the logo. It's nothing like there's nothing in the league like it.
Me too,
I
dude. I
mean,
like it.
there's one other logo in the league that I really, really like as far as redesign, and
Not
that was
Montreal.
Colorado. They did an amazing job with their logo. It's really nice. It's almost the same shape as the Galaxy one, but the way that they incorporated like the Rocky Mountains into it, it's so
Yeah.
much better
Yeah,
than
it's
what they
pretty cool.
had before. Oh, so I'm curious. We're talking about rebrands. I'm curious to see what the new Chicago logo is gonna look like because looks like all
Again,
those the pitchforks
I
and
like the little
fire.
Mega Man looking logo. That shit's
the
cool.
Galagas,
Yeah, that one's cool,
they're
bro.
getting rid of it. You didn't see that?
I
Yeah,
know,
they're
but they
getting
should
rid of
just
it,
kept
man.
they're
it. I
getting
thought it
rid.
was cool.
Yeah, the reaction didn't go too well. So
They
they're
gotta stick to their guns, bro. Eventually, people will realize that they actually do like it.
it's too late now.
Yeah.
They already put
You
it
know
out
what's
there.
I didn't like that new one, man.
You
That's
didn't
kind
like?
of ugly.
I did.
I think they could have
I did too,
retouched up
bro.
the old one. If we're talking about it, Montreal. That what do you guys think about that new one? Yay or
Hell
nay?
yeah.
I don't know yet.
No, come on, you gotta
I'm like
first your
50-50 on it.
From
no,
from
gut
first glance,
reaction.
no.
First glance.
I think it's
So nay, right?
I think it's yeah. I think it's pretty weak.
Mm.
It doesn't
It's
look
pretty
like
cool
a
though. It has
top
like a little
tier.
snowflake on it.
It is a snowflake.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
pretty
It
weird
is.
cool.
snowflake.
I don't know, it just doesn't seem like a pro like a pro sports logo. So if their fans
Somebody
like it, more power to them. But
He go Tony in the chat that wanted to see that jersey that
there
that
it
did it
is.
circulate.
that's sick, bro.
Beautiful
Está
uniform.
cabrón, está cabrón este Harry.
You can get
That's
that
the
from
first. That's the
Retro
first
Cigarras or
Galaxy
something.
jersey I actually wanted. Like I actually wanted.
Yeah,
Oh,
The
that's
first one
nice.
I actually wanted.
That's real
Bro.
nice.
Yeah.
Well, we got Masa in the chat that says that he liked the old logo.
I like that logo, that
Yeah,
Galaxy
that's cool.
logo that's on it.
Yeah.
I like that
No,
one.
the old Chicago logo he's mentioning.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
but I like that Galaxy logo, the one that with the little dark and gold little circle. That was
Yeah.
cool.
Shout out to Greg Vanney,
You
who's
mean
apparently in the
Galaxy
chat.
itself?
He's hashtagging
Uh,
himself out. Shit. Let's get to the next one. Logan Jones, should we? Oh, actually, we'll save this one at the end because they're the two similar questions. Abner Ortiz, it's weird that we signed Bond to possibly sit him on the bench. Like he said, I liked Klinsman as number one. It's not weird because it's good competition, right? And that's pretty much what we
Mhm.
said. So that's what makes a player better. It's good competition.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Uh,
Well, that's the reason why Beckham was probably so bad because he didn't have any competition behind him.
He started stepping up when Klinsman showed up, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So only Galaxy news. You guys probably would have already answered this, but who is the Cam? And then he laughs, laughing emoji. All right, so let's get back to those questions that I skipped. From Hermes the Thief. Who do you think this Cam is? We're signing apparently. We all know who it is. Jovenko, and then Logan Jones. Should we sign Sebastian
We can't.
Jovenko? He's 33, but I would not sign him as for a DP slot. So
Correct.
how should we go with this question first? So Jovenko, do you think he's coming? And second, if he does, DP or no DP?
I don't know if your Vinko's still worth it, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
do
either.
I think he's coming? No. Do I really want him to come? No.
No.
I think Vanney should build a new team. I don't want to take elements of what Toronto was. I think that I don't think that's a winning formula. I think you need to take advantage of the opportunity you have to really scout, to use the resources that the Galaxy have with De Close and Korolski in Europe, and really find someone that can be here for 2 or 3 years with you, not just maybe one good year and then ages into 34 or 35 years old. You have a decent talent and Chicha for the next 2 years. You need to take advantage of it and set up something for after Chicha as well. Definitely not DP if he ends up coming. I wouldn't even want to spend TAM money on him. It would have to be GAM if anything.
Wow.
Let's give him that Ashley Cole deal. Nice.
Whatever
Uh,
Spenny said, I agree.
whatever
I
Spence said.
disagree, bro. I
I
disagree
highly disagree
because
too.
I disagree
Well,
because
first
Javinko
thing,
was one of the best talents that we've had in this league, and he still has it, bro. He still has it, and the position that he plays is he can play for a long time still.
yeah, you just
It's not like a defender that if you slow down, you're no longer effective, especially like on the
yeah,
wings,
you just
right?
change your game when you play in that
Yeah,
position.
and his game translates to him playing more years because he's gonna be able to play well after 35
What if
in
it's
the
a
position
DP
that he
slot?
plays.
If it's a
And
DP
as,
You and
and
slot,
I,
as a DP, not as a DP slot though. No, I wouldn't give him DP money
okay,
just because you want to spend that on somebody else like a winger.
What
right.
what if this is the case? What if say Javinko does come and there's no other DP, right? Like guaranteed there's no DP out there this year. Would you do a 1 year DP for Javinko?
no,
No,
No. Okay.
no.
you got
You're
to keep
closing
that
the
spot
door
open.
on. Yeah, you're closing the door on the potential after the
Summer.
season starts in the summer
Mhm.
window. Yeah,
Yep,
especially with
exactly.
the Gold Cup qualifiers and the Olympics and
Right.
all these. There's going to be plenty of talent that's going to be showcased, and teams are going to need to sell these players. So
Yep,
you leave that open. If you can make it work without him as a DP, then do it. There's the Galaxy don't owe him anything.
Right.
They don't
exactly.
need to reward him with a DP contract just because he used to play for Greg Vanney. No, that's not the Galaxy way.
Cool. So I'm in for Tam though.
Sorry,
Spenny's
I
not
got
at
a little.
all.
I didn't appreciate that one. I just didn't appreciate that question. Sorry.
But
Javinko
You don't
hasn't
reward a
done
player
that
like that.
much.
what was that?
He hasn't really blown the doors off the Saudi league, playing for Al Hilal, I think it is, and because I'm looking up his stats, he has like what 11 goals in 45 matches. Um, mm,
But he's not a
mm,
goal scorer. That's the thing.
Yeah,
He's the
Yeah, he's
setup
not.
man.
he's gonna give you the
nah,
balls,
but
bro.
still, I mean, he was doing a lot more when he was playing in Toronto. 68 goals in 114 matches, I think it was.
My thing is, I may be wrong. I didn't sit there and watch Toronto week in and week out, but his
I
game,
did.
you're saying
It's
that
fun.
it'll still translate well. But I remember a lot of his highlights being that he's taking on defenders. He's putting them on their toes, running at them, and making a very savvy pass or a very savvy fucking goal.
That's the
And with
highlight. The
his
pass.
size, yeah, but with his size, I don't think it'll translate well with age. He was really undersized as it was when he was in the league, and the league has changed drastically in the physicality and speed of on-field play in the last 2 or 3 years, and I don't think it would favor his style as much, being that small, and he's not going to be that fast to take on two or three defenders, two or three players.
Honestly, dude, I see him going to Italy, dude.
Anywhere, anyone that takes him, just go home.
Yeah, he's gonna go. I think he's gonna go to Italy, dude. Just freaking. And in Italy, it's not really like physically demanding in MLS, dude. It's more technique, more skill, dude. So I feel like that's more up to par with him.
I could see that too. I could definitely see that anyone that offer, and it's easier for them to offer more money because all the crazy rules we have here, we have to give up a big slot for him. So
Yeah, true.
yeah. And then to answer the question as far as him coming, I don't think he's coming. I think it's too complicated,
I don't think so either.
and as much as I would like to see him, I think it'll cost us too much to actually bring him. And I think the Galaxy's learned, and I don't think it happens.
I hope they've learned.
And Vanney has a question on YouTube.
How many players do we all know? I think he's going to. He's referring to a tweet that our podcast best friends, straight from the stands, put out, saying that don't be surprised if there's a Cam signing soon. We all know his name. I know a lot of players. I know a lot of Cam names, so it could be anybody. It's gonna be somebody brought it up. Ryan is gonna get swooped by Vanney. Samuel Playas brought that up. That'd be a sick ass. What if he?
That'd be crazy.
What if he sweeps up Pozuelo?
Yeesh.
We have a DP slot. Do it.
Pozuelo
What about
is sick.
Pozuelo, Spenny? How you like them apples?
Oh, look at that. He's happy.
Oh, look at that, Spencer.
Jeez, bro.
And to add to Tony's, Sponge Bucket 33. Shout out him. He says Italy equals retirement league. That's true.
Exactly.
Look, they got Zlatan at 30 something. They got Ashley Young still playing over there. They
Yeah,
got
dude. Because they don't gotta run much, bro.
Ashley old, bro.
Cristiano's 30 something. You know,
They got Gigi Buffon. No?
there you go.
They still got Gigi Buffon.
Yeah, retirement league, Italy, the new retirement league.
Damn,
Right
Gigi
on, dude.
Hey,
Buffon is like on
fucking
his, on
Totti.
his
Totti
Totti,
played 20 years over there.
Del Piero too.
Damn.
Del Piero también.
Maldini, all those Italian players.
There it is.
Maldini, fucking Zanetti,
There it is. You heard it here first. Jovenko,
retirement league,
we-
Italy.
Jovenko to Italy to Serie A.
Yep.
All right, that does it for the questions on Instagram. We have a couple on Twitter. Shout out to everyone on Instagram. We appreciate it. So let's get to Twitter. Tune LA Old Guard. Let's say hypothetically, Pavon is not an option after all, but Aguero is. Would that make sense to partner with Chicharito? What if both Pavon and Aguero are available? Would all three make better sense? Interested in your thoughts.
No mames. No
Well, what
mames.
if Cristiano and Messi are available? Would that make sense?
Oh my god.
Don't be a jerk,
Yeah.
guys. Come on.
I agree.
Well,
with
no,
Hey,
I mean, if he's available, you think would it make sense with Chicha? I think
No.
it would with Aguero. With
a
Aguero,
four-
I think
a
it would
4-4-2
work.
A 4-4-2 with Chicha would work.
Yeah, I think it would work. Because Aguero does tend to play more as a second striker, anyways.
Yeah.
So he would be able to set up Chicha more.
He'd be the powerhouse, the power forward.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine Kun Agüero getting mad at Chicharito and cussing him out in Argentine Spanish? Oh my god.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. But I think the Aguero and Chicha, I think it would work. I think it would work, and I mean, if he's available, maybe you try and get him. I mean, if you have that open DP spot with Pavon, I mean, we already said that if you get Pavon, you're not gonna have that open DP spot. So
Right.
I mean, we love Jonathan Dos Santos, but we all romanticize the idea of him taking that cut.
dude, I think about it every day.
Yeah, that's a green card, the cabrón, yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer. I think if it doesn't work on paper, you make it work.
You make it work exactly.
Yeah, so
Eddie, I got a question for you, Eddie.
yeah, yes, sir.
2021. Is Lord Zubac going to be better than 2020, Lord Zubac?
I mean,
Hot take.
it's not like
Let's hear it.
it's not like he set a high bar. And
Come on.
is he going to be better?
Yeah.
Okay, this is probably going to be fucked up, right? I would say no, in the sense that I hope he doesn't see the field. If the Galaxy gets better, if the
Damn.
Galaxy gets better, there's no reason for him to see the field.
Yep.
So there's no way to get better if you're not on the field. So that's why
He
I
leads,
say no.
if he leads the team in scoring, would you get a Zubac tattoo? at the
Oh,
end of the
I
year?
already said it. So if the money's raised, I have to get it.
Eee.
I don't.
You
There you
guys
go,
heard it there,
Maxers.
yeah?
You heard it here.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, it's been
just
said.
to-
a bunch of
start
Just
times.
to
donating.
reiterate for the people watching, Eddie has stated that no bet needs to happen, no act of God where he scores 20 goals needs to happen. It's just the funds need to be raised, and he will get on his leg tattooed a picture of Zubac when he scored against LAFC.
Set. Set.
If
As far as Zubac getting better, I don't think so. I would hope so. And if we build the team that we need to, I hope that he has developed enough to see the field, because that only means that he has gotten better, which is all we can hope for from him.
The reason I
Zubac.
asked this question is because you go back to Giannis Sardis' first season, and he made a lot of fundamental mistakes,
Yeah.
similar to what Zubac was doing. Because I remember at first year, I really liked Zardes. I really wanted him to do well. Obviously, he's on our team, but I remember seeing him, and I was just like, God damn it, this kid he's got an elephant foot or something. And he was missing sitters, and it was pretty crazy. But he had a really strong team around him at the time, so those mistakes he would make weren't detrimental to the team, because they had a real good team pulling everything else. That wasn't the case with Zubac, obviously. The whole team was a mess. So I'm just wondering if maybe after this season, Zubac starts to mature some more, and maybe this season we get to see some improvement, and we get something like with Sardis, where he actually develops into a good, consistent player that might still have an elephant foot, but at least it's better than the first season.
No, if you're gonna use Zardes as a comparison, no, absolutely not.
Yes.
That comparison.
Because Zardes showed signs of brilliance. He
I
was
wish we
cocky.
still had
He
him.
was cocky coming in. Even in his first year, he I don't know if you remember this goal he scores off the end line where he like lobs it over the player and scores a ridiculous goal. And then Zardes started declining after his injury. I think it was foot,
Yeah.
right, or something like that. He just and then
Yeah.
was sent to right back. Zardes is the Benjamin Button Zubac. He's he started off, you know, pretty amazing, and then he just never took off from there. He started declining instead.
Well,
So
look at him now though. So he's up on the
Yeah.
rise now again.
But I just didn't see it from Zubac. Like
yeah,
if you're gonna use the Zardes comparison, Zardes, Bruce Arenas was still trying to figure out what was the best position to play him into, and he would still show glimpses of maybe not greatness, but at least of skillful play in his style of play when he would play on the wing, and then when they would match him up with Keane, he would read the game well. He might not have been able to finish as much as we needed him to, but he was putting himself in those situations to actually score and finish, which I don't see from Zubac. He doesn't make the right run sometimes, which is
Yeah.
basic fundamentals for a forward. Um, it'd be different if he's missing sitters and kind of missing his chances, but the thing is that he's not even putting himself in that situation to be dangerous.
Yeah.
and he has a size
And
too.
And he has
Sardis
a
at least
size.
did that. That's the one thing I appreciate the most out of McGee. McGee has never been the fastest, the biggest, the strongest, but he put himself in the situation to succeed and help his teammates succeed.
It's interesting you bring up the fact that he played with Keane, because you imagine being a young forward and this guy is on your team and you're learning from him. Wow.
Great,
That's
great.
amazing, dude. That's one of the best things that could happen to you, learning from somebody like Kane.
Well, Zubac
I
gets
would love a teammate like King. I
well,
would love a teammate like King.
Zubac's learning from
yeah,
Chicharito.
exactly. Zubac gets to learn for Chicha. All
I mean, he
right.
learned
Well,
some from Zlatan too. So
well,
Oh,
I mean,
that's
if Zubac learns from Chicharito, then Zubac will be having more opportunities at goal because he'll be in the right spots.
let's
More or
hope.
less, more or
I
less,
hope so. I hope you're right.
the same. More or
They
less.
weren't even man mark him in the league last year, bro. They would
For real.
feed off of Pavon.
No. Leave him alone. Leave him
Uh,
alone.
Just let
Dude, it
him
got to
water.
the
Just
point.
Déjalo que
It's
tire,
like,
déjalo que tire.
Yeah,
it's
look
like
at
in the
that.
NBA where, like, look, he's at the 3-point line. Just let him shoot. He's
Just
gonna
let him
miss.
shoot.
he's the
Yeah.
Ben Simmons, fool, but
Sha-
just everywhere on the field.
oh, Shaq's on the 3-point line. That's cool, dude. Just go for it. Next question on Twitter. Alex829 underscore. Do you guys think Vanney is making the decision when it comes to getting new players? Because we all know Chris Klein is about marketing, and we haven't had any big names yet. Or are we just looking to add depth?
Definitely.
Add depth.
So, but it,
Man,
but go
I
ahead.
you
gotta
said
point
all
it out
along.
again. I gotta point it out again and again, and I will continue to defend Chris Klein in this aspect that he's given the coaches here what they've been wanting. Yes, he's made some signings to sell jerseys, but any team does that. That's the point of having a sports team. You sell jerseys, you get people in the seats, and you get money. It's not like he's making these splash signings across the board, the entire roster. He's using maybe one DP slot and making up for all the money he's going to spend on the rest of the roster. Go back
Mhm.
to the last 2 seasons. GPS brought in so many players. You're going to tell me that Chris Klein signed all these South Americans and Central Americans? No, he did not. These were requests from the team that GBS brought in, and he tried to put the best team on the field that the coach wanted, and it didn't work out. You guys want to keep blaming Chris Klein, but look who got fired. He got fired because he couldn't win with the team that he put together.
Facts.
Fucking Spencer.
Facts. Spencer with the facts.
Straight up. Straight up.
Straight up. I mean, yeah, Chris Klein is, as much as people don't like him, Spenny's right. He's made these moves according to what the coaches want. I feel like all the players that were brought in last year, they were all the people that GBS wanted. Like, nobody knew who Polenta was. Nobody knew who
People.
Insua.
Fabio Alvarez was. Nobody knew who, well, at some point, who Pavon was at that. You know, these were all players that were scouted, I'm assuming, by GBS. So if he's giving him what he wants and you're not doing shit with it, yeah, you're gonna. This is your fault, not my fault. I brought you your players.
Mhm.
If they suck, it's because you chose them, not me. I'm giving you what you wanted. You know what I mean? It's just unfortunately people want to blame somebody and they want to blame Klein. Maybe I don't know because he has a stupid face.
Even some of the bad signings. Okay, he had Raw Felcher signed, right? He signed Felcher on a cheap contract, but he also
Yeah,
signed Julian. He didn't have the opportunity to sign Julian to a homegrown contract, and instead of letting this kid walk away to another team in the MLS, he gave him a first team contract that went against his cap and signed Raw Felcher on a cheap contract to have both of them on the roster. And look what Julian has developed to. If the rumors are true, the guy is going to go play in Europe for a $6 million fee that Chris Klein brought in. Who else made that signing? Who made that signing?
That was DTK's move.
DTK. I don't think it was DTK
That was before.
because he was already signed before DTK came in, right?
Yeah, him and Alvarez signed the same year, and they were both
Yeah.
before DTK, or that winter before DTK. But either way, he was already brought into the Galaxy Academy. He just hadn't been with the academy long enough to be signed to a homegrown contract.
Yeah. You know
So
what
that
though?
was
The only thing I
before.
will say, whoever made that people and Shelby contract is an idiot. Those are some of the worst contracts ever.
Oh, you forget about Siani.
Dude, Siani is.
Those are the Vajenas, right? Signings.
Yeah, this was
You think
Vanney.
so?
You forget about
Pass
Siani.
back.
Good.
Pete.
Well, good thing he's gone then. Well, at least not in that position of power.
And who hired Peter Vajenas? Chris Klein. Look at that's your new crush. That's what you traded Carrasco
You traded
for.
legit for Chris Klein?
No, it was Spending was
You guys just
Carrasco.
want to.
Oh,
You guys just want to hang your
Carrasco?
head. You guys just want to hang your head on the Chicha signing. Yeah, but that's what you do. There is no sports team that doesn't try to sign stars to put people in seats and sell jerseys. You're dumb
True.
if you think that this is a business to them first. We're passionate about the team as fans. This is his job. He's not a fan of the team first. He's a former player that wants to see the team succeed and put money in the pockets of the people that are paying it. That's his job. You know,
Facts.
if you're a trash man, you don't want me to cap on you because you smell like fucking trash, right? That's your job, G. Go get your money. Get your benefits. Get your union money and your retirement money. So what? What the fuck do you care what anybody else is gonna say?
Damn, why they gotta smell like
You're a
trash,
man,
bro?
No disrespect to them, but don't cap on somebody for doing their job just because you don't like the results.
First off, you're dumb. Don't call me dumb, right?
Don't be dumb.
like Corona used to say, "This is LA." So you have to figure out how to do both, dude. You have to be able to, put butts on seats, sell jerseys, and win. I don't think there was ever a thought about the how's this gonna work with our team. Like it was like, all right, he used to score goals, he'll sell jerseys. Let's bring him in. But there was no really like figure out if he's gonna fit in or if they can build around him. It was all marketing,
Okay.
even though Klein says it was last.
Let me get this right. Most people, tell me if you guys agree or disagree. Most people have this perception of Klein mostly because of the Chicha sign,
No,
right?
no.
I don't think it's just because of the
yeah,
Right
I
now?
don't think so either.
Because it was Gio too.
Gio came in and scored 14 goals in the first few months here.
But then what
He was
happened?
injury prone after. That's injuries. You're gonna blame somebody for a signing that they made an instant impact? How many of the signings?
It wasn't because of the injuries. It was the way he was quote unquote practicing
there's
or
all the
not practicing.
there's all the stories behind the scenes too, where
Yeah.
Bruce didn't want these guys, and Klein was too
He
fucking
was like,
bad.
fuck you.
Yeah, it's all that I mean, maybe now to a lot of fans, it's opening up to him because of Chicha. But if you're like some obsessive people, unhealthy obsessive people like us, it's more than that. It's the signings. It's like bringing in people like Peter Bajenas, who finds people like Siani
That was a
and
bad. That
And
Chavez.
was a
You
bad.
know,
Shelvick.
yeah,
Oh man,
that
dude, Shelvick, the
it's
gift that keeps on
yeah,
giving, bro.
yeah, it's all that.
Yeah, he's off the books, right?
He's off the
Finally.
books. Yeah,
There you go.
we got a stupid team to take him, guys. Yes.
Oh my God! There's Chris Klein has a twin brother somewhere. Anyways, yeah, it's all that, and Chicha's just the cherry on top. That's all it is. It's not just
That's
the
the
Chicha.
closest cherry on top, though.
Whatever,
He
both
sent
of
the
them,
tech.
both of them. But
But to go
Klein's,
back to the original question, man, yes, I think Vanny's gonna get some sort of power to bring in the players that he needs
oh yeah,
for
that
the
was the
system to
question.
work.
He has.
Oh yeah, that
I
was the
mean,
question. That's right.
I mean, why are you going to bring him in and then tie his hands behind his back?
Yeah, nah. He has say, dude. He has pull.
Because
He
he's
knows what
fucking
he's,
Chris Klein.
Yeah, I
he
think
knows what he's doing.
yeah, I think he had too many options to not lay that out first. Like, hey, if I'm coming, I need to have
I need my power. I need power.
yeah.
Power.
So and you're not supposed to talk to people when they have contracts, but it all played out too perfectly when GBS got fired. Vanney said, "I'm not coming
Yeah.
back." They were already talking. This was in the
Yeah.
works for a while. So yeah,
Chris Klein said thank you to Toronto, or who was it? The close. It was like,
Yeah.
thank you for letting me talk to your guy.
thanks for letting me talk to your girl. Even though y'all were together.
Even though y'all were together, yeah. Let me slide in those DMs.
yeah.
Thanks, bro.
Oh shit! Trust me, she's gonna be happy over here, anyways. But yeah, I don't think there's any way that he doesn't have power. He's not making a lot of those player signing decisions.
Cool.
Agree,
All
disagree.
right.
All right, tight.
Yeah, no.
So
Tight.
that does it for the questions. Again, thank you everyone for submitting your questions. I don't really have much else. Is there anything else you guys want to bring up that we might not have brought up in these 2 hours almost?
Damn.
Uh,
I think I'm good.
All
I
right,
think we covered pretty much everything, right?
dope.
yep. Hey, Chichalo in his post, have you guys seen? He's He's motivated, and he said that he wants the title, bro. That's what he wants.
Let's say that because we might need something to talk about next week.
Just keep posting, Chicha, so we can
Yeah,
talk
keep
about something,
posting.
please.
So quick.
I like
I
how
have a question.
I like how he posted up different workouts, but he's not sweating in none of them. Like
Oh, there you go.
he's like doing, different poses, but he's not sweating.
All right, guys.
Tinfoil
I do
hat.
have something I want to bring up because we were talking about the upcoming 2021 season. There's a lot of other stuff going on, like force majeure, and a lot of other things that might throw the future of the league into kind of a gray area. But let's stay positive. Let's say things get worked out and we do get a 2021 season. What would you guys prefer? Would you guys prefer to wait until June when things are a little more stable? Hopefully, the vaccines are out there and players and staff and fans are vaccinated, and we can start to slowly go back to some sense of normal, and the players can travel. Would you prefer a contracted, meaning shorter season beginning in June, ending maybe sometime in November, December, where the teams do travel and play against East West? Or would you prefer something where it starts like maybe late April, May, and you have it set up kind of like the NHL, where I don't know if you guys heard, the NHL has all the Canadian teams in the north, and then teams from the west, and teams in the central, and then teams in the east, I think, and maybe the south. I'm not quite sure, but um, would you prefer something like that, where we have that thing again, where we're kind of like in a Western division, where I guess it'd be Vancouver, Portland, Seattle, and then San Jose, uh, LAFC, and maybe Colorado. No, not Colorado. Utah, RSL, because
Houston, Austin, all these teams here.
well, and then the center division,
Right.
you have like Colorado and all those. Would you guys prefer that, where you play against just the teams in your region,
I wouldn't like that.
and then
No.
they play out the season, or would you wait? Would you want to wait until like June for
I
like a shorter season where it's more
I have a
intense?
lot of problems with a lot of
So-
that
so-
stuff.
Well, we all have problems with what's
One-
going on,
one-
but we're
one-
trying to find like the best situation for.
one thing.
It's not gonna be it's not going to be the normal regular season, right?
Right.
So what would you want?
So
Or would you want an MLS is back thing,
No.
as
I
well.
wouldn't,
No.
I wouldn't
So
mind.
Hell no.
Tournament.
so one thing's for sure, like you said, there's gonna be no normal season, but just because of the things I mentioned earlier, for me, whatever mechanism they use, the earlier the better, because of all the competitions that they're gonna come ahead, and the league's gonna suffer as far as what's on the field. So whether it's just like divisional or whatever they got to do, whatever mechanism, for me, the earlier the start, the better.
Mm-hmm.
I would I wouldn't be completely opposed to like the conferences, but I would be I'm okay with the compact schedule, shortening the season. It's the best thing for the league, so you don't dilute the product by, having so many games where people can't even watch them in a time where you need eyes on the league, and in a time where there's so much competition coming in the world of soccer, you don't want players to get hurt because you have so many games so close to each other. So playing 23 to 26 games for me, I think is best for the players' health and to put more eyes on the league, especially with so many other leagues going on in the states, like basketball and and
Baseball.
and and sure, baseball.
Same
Bro,
with the
baseball's
Dodgers.
But
fucking
the other thing too
penis.
is I want more fair competition. This past season, it was the first time that this has ever happened, and the league had to scramble to make schedules and put a product on the field. But I don't want the supporter shield or certain teams in the East to have an easy road because they keep playing these weak teams that can put a team together. I don't think that's fair for teams that are like in the West. Like Toronto. Toronto made the case that they should win the supporter shield, even though they played Vancouver and
Montreal.
Montreal 7, 8 times when they never came to the West Coast. If we look back, they didn't beat no West Coast team the year before. They didn't beat the
He beat
Galaxy.
us.
No, they didn't. They lost
Yes,
Fourth
we
of
did.
July 2 years ago here. They lost Fourth of July 2 years ago here. They
Oh no,
lost
we
against
tied them one, right?
LAFC. They lost against no, they lost. They lost. I promise you, they lost against us. They lost against LAFC. They lost against San Jose. They lost against Portland, and they lost against Seattle twice in season and in the final.
Are you sure?
So I think
In the
that's a
end, who
I
took the supporter shield
positive,
though? It was Philly.
positive. A team in the East still took it. That
It was still
played
Philly.
Cincinnati and played Vancouver and played those teams that didn't even hit 500 more than 5, 6 times. I think that dilutes the product a little bit. I think if anything, if they do go conference, they should do it like the NFL, where you're scheduled to play somebody out of conference that whole conference. So for Toronto, let's say they would have to play the Pacific Conference, everybody over here, Seattle, Portland, Galaxy, San Jose, LAFC. I think that would make sense. But to just stick in your conference in the East
Yeah,
and
no, I don't
West
like
in the
that either.
West, that's a big disadvantage for the Western Team Conference that
Hell yeah.
historically in recent history have been a tougher conference to get out of.
Which in the West,
Yeah.
right? But look at who won the MLS Cup, and and didn't Columbus have a really hard time with Nashville, an expansion team? Nashville could have easily beaten them if they had better forwards.
Yeah,
That goes that argument out the window right there.
that is true. What about you
Mm,
guys, Tony Willis?
you,
Uh,
no, no,
if
no.
I mean, I
And
wouldn't
then
want the
I don't
Columbus
think that was
killed
the point. I
Seattle
don't.
in the end.
I would not want the conferences at all, dude. I wouldn't want that shit to happen because we'll be at a disadvantage over here, dude. But if anything, just shorten it, dude. Just fucking shorten it, and like Spenny was saying, dude, just like for the safety of the players and for everybody, just so we get more eyes on the product. Yeah, might as well just do that instead of doing the conferences.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
saying. Something that starts like in June, shorter season, a little more normalcy where teams are actually traveling across the country to play against teams from the East and the West. Uh, you don't get the full season, and it's spaced out so that players can leave for international duty or whatever other tournaments are going on. And then 2022, we get a hard reset, start over again. Hopefully, the way it's supposed to be.
yeah, I agree. Shorten the season up and play as many different teams as possible instead of playing the same teams over and over. Because at some point it gets boring. Like this last season, we played San Jose 3 times. We played Chivas USA 3 times. Like, dude, 4 times. It starts to get boring at some point, and I prefer to play other teams, and it brings more excitement to the MLS as well.
All right, I'll bring it up
Do like
again. Sorry to cut you off, Tony. Just bring it up again because Benny was so like we was fighting. We were like, no. So you guys would be opposed to like an MLS is back style tournament?
And we actually have a couple people bringing that up on the chat. You know what? If that means that it could be balanced, yeah. Well, I go for it. Fuck it.
It would have to be in a bubble though. Like it would. I mean, for that to work,
Where would you do the tournament though? Orlando
Like,
again?
They probably have to be there. Yeah.
I
wouldn't.
think you
I
could
wouldn't
take
oppose to it, dude.
I think you could take elements from the NBA. You know, the Lakers do their Texas road trip every year, where they go through Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio. You know, and even though they're in the same Western Conference, it's still a way that they can go about it in the MLS. So you know, you can make your road trip, Columbus, Philadelphia, and Cincinnati. You know,
Mhm.
and to Edgar's point, you might be able to divide them into divisions, but you have to at least visit 2 or 2.5 divisions from the other conference. I
Yeah.
just wouldn't want to see Eastern Conference teams play nothing but Eastern Conference teams. You use the example of Nashville and Columbus. At the end of the day, the better team won. The team that you thought was going to win still won, and that's what champions do. You know, when you're an underdog and you're facing one of the top teams in the league, it gives you an extra, motivation to want to show out and prove to the people watching that you're just as good. But at the end of the day, most of the of those games go to the better team, which is what happened in Columbus. All of us going into the season, going into that final, thought that Seattle were gonna win, and Eddie, who doesn't even bet, called me up to look into the odds of why Seattle wasn't a favorite, and the reason they weren't a favorite is because they weren't good on the road. You know, they had a losing record on the road this year, so it wasn't so much that they they were so much inferior to Columbus. It's just that Seattle just wasn't good on the road. You know, Columbus was a better team in the situations they were put in and playing in whatever stadium they were playing in because they weren't even playing at home. But I think they should take the element of the NBA where you go play a couple conferences, you do the big road trip for a week, week and a half, and you still get these teams to play each other from East and West.
That's kind of tough though, because you can't play as many games as in the NBA on a week and a half. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's tough. You could do three,
Well, I
and
mean,
that's still stretching it.
past,
Oh yeah, because that'll
yeah,
be 3 weeks, huh?
Yeah.
this
And
past week, this past year, they were playing 3 games in 9 days, eight
No,
days
I know,
in the
but
MLS.
that's brutal though. That's brutal for especially if
Yeah,
you're
that
gonna
is
travel.
brutal.
Even if you're going from
we
one
were
city
just
to
talking
another.
about how we want to protect the players, right?
But I think it's better to go 10, 12 days and play those 3 games than to go travel the morning of to Seattle, come back, and then have to travel the day of to Colorado, and then come back the same day. That's pretty brutal too, to make 2 flights in one day and play a game and do your warm ups and do your interviews, and then what time are you getting home? You know, if you set it up where you're gonna take 12, 13 days to go play 3 games where you can settle in somewhere, I think that's better than one day round trip.
Makes sense, dude.
This is
But
true.
everybody was doing that, and somebody won in the end, right?
That is true. Well, as long as we get some soccer right, we'll all be happy.
True.
Hopefully sooner than later. But yeah, we're running a little late, so let's call it.
Wrap it up,
Yeah.
B.
If you guys want to find me, you can find me across all platforms as Eddie Nags all together. Tony, I'm gonna go ahead and start with you, man. Where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter or Instagram under Tony_Royale. And if you want to add me on my PSN, it's Tony X Royale.
And Willis.
You can find me on Twitter as well as _89,
Cool.
and that's it.
Spencer.
You can find me on Twitter under Spenny Bayless. Unfortunately, Spencer Bayless was actually not available.
Wow,
Oh.
that sounds like must be a real name. And once we can talk about it, we'll talk about why. Spencer, promise you. Edgar, take us home, sir.
You can find me on Twitter at Edgar Nags Nags.
Nope. All right, guys, and just a little update. Liga G96 does start next week, so our show will actually be on Saturday.
Nice.
And then once the Galaxy season starts, whenever it starts, it'll be a week by week basis. But for now, look for us on Saturdays. So set your reminders. All 1 million followers. Watching us. Saturday nights. You can't be out, so you could be watching us. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you everyone for the questions. Make sure to hit that like button and share. Yeah. So we're gonna get up out of here. My name is Eddie for Edgar, Tony, Willis, and Spenny. Peace.
Late.
Keep on nagging.
And sir.
Yeah.
Keep on nagging.
That's it.
Keep on.